my ex-husband, or as I sometimes like to think of him, my baby daddy, is the visionary Elon Musk of Tesla and SpaceX. I met him when I was 18, he was 19.
We've all had bad days. Some are fine, others are difficult. Everyone goes through them at some point, even the richest people in the world. For Elon Musk, it was September 10th, 2010, when his ex-wife Justine accused him of tricking her into signing a prenup. Now she has shocked the world yet again with more stunning revelations about their past. On top of that, Elon is facing legal trouble with another former partner, Claire Boucher, who now demands to have custody over their children. What has Justine revealed? And what is Claire's end goal? Join us as we uncover all the shocking details. The start of Elon and Justine's marital scandals. Justine's story in 2010 was one of the most shocking truths revealed about Elon's private life, and now she has gone at it once again by telling about it in an article now published on various platforms. In this article, she looks back on her past with Elon and how her wrong decisions led to her divorce without rights to his wealth. But while many think it's a new article, the fact is that it was initially released in 2010 as the story published in the September edition of Marie Claire. Just recently, it was released once again, and in this article she gave a long story about her relationship with Elon having great ups and downs along the way, but ended with Justine saying yes to his proposal. While things were going smoothly from that moment, Elon would turn things on its head by arriving home 2 months before the wedding, with strange documents she knew nothing about. He promised it wasn't a prenup, and out of trust, she signed the agreements without checking what it was about. She believed it was something the higher-ups at Elon's company needed from his future wife. But she was in for a big surprise. Justine beloved Elon had the best intentions for her, but what she didn't know was she had just signed away all her financial rights before the wedding. By 2008, she got a divorce from Elon and was settled with over $2 million, a $100,000 Tesla car, and 10% of stock in SpaceX. Keep in mind that this happened 2 years before Justine first released the article, and now she has done it again. Another bad day for the tech billionaire happened on July 28, 2024, the day when Claire Boucher spoke out about the many difficult problems she had to deal with after they got separated. She wanted to spend more time with her children, but Elon wasn't having it. Things got so serious that Claire's mother, Sandy, got involved, accusing Elon of preventing them from seeing her grandchildren. Before now, she had tried to file multiple lawsuits to grant her legal rights over the children. The ongoing case has lasted for over 3 years, but to this day, the case is still not resolved. As of late November 2024, Claire has filed 3 petitions against Elon, with each lawsuit being requests for the court to grant the mother more access to her children. She had tried talking to Elon about this, but he never seemed to listen. Now she feels she has to make him listen the hard way, and it's not working. The last lawsuit she filed against Elon was replied with another lawsuit against her. Claire's lawsuit was filed in Texas, but Elon responded with his own lawsuit in California. He challenged Claire to bring the case down to the court, where he filed his lawsuit, as their children were not living in Texas anymore. On a basic level, neither of them want the other to look after the children, with Elon believing he is more capable of looking after them on his own without her meddling. However, looking back at how Elon's relationship with these women started, it is almost tragic seeing them fight with each other all the time, even over long distances. To understand how it all got to this, keep watching as we explore these events in more detail. And after we do, you will be amazed by how much you thought you knew about their stories. The Old Prenup. According to Justine's recent statements on her marriage to Elon, she met her now ex-husband while they were young students at Queen's University, a renowned institution in Canada. They hit it off quite easily, and just 2 years after meeting each other, they got married. However, just 2 months before they got married, Elon arrived at home with documents having many difficult words she had no patience to read. At best, she could ask her fiancé what it was about and trust him about it. After getting asked, Elon told her not to worry, stating it was just something his company's board insisted she should sign before they got married. Trusting he had the best intentions, she took the pen and signed all papers without reading a single line. It was later on when Justine realized she had just signed away all her financial rights as a married person, including all claims to community property, with the exception of their house. She would find out about this on the night before their wedding, leading to a prolonged argument that ended with Elon telling his mother he isn't getting married anymore. The family wasn't so supportive either, as his mother believed they were much too different from each other. Even with this, the couple got married the following day in St. Martin of the Caribbean. From 2002, following the acquisition of PayPal from Elon for $1.5 billion, her husband's wealth multiplied exponentially, while Justine felt sidelined and forced to conform to his expectations at all times. Things got so bad that they would find themselves arguing in public places, with Justine screaming out her long-held frustrations while Elon remained his usual stoic self. She could have been either careful with her words or honest about her feelings, and neither had much of an effect on him. During her famous exposé in 2010, she would describe their marriage as more transactional than intimate, with Elon making jokes about how he would have fired her long ago if she were his employee. She was found lacking all the time, even though she occasionally found herself contributing to the ever-expanding wealth that was now out of reach. All she had was their shared home, and by 2008, the couple got divorced. Now, Elon's recent ex-partner, Claire Boucher, like Justine, now reflects on her past mistakes, believing she would have made many different decisions if she knew how things would turn out in the end. Here is her story. Blissful Beginnings. Elon and Claire, the vocalist popularly known as Grimes, met each other through a tweet posted by the famous singer. In the tweet, Claire mentioned a trending thought experiment the tech billionaire was very fascinated with. This thought experiment was the famous Rocco's basilisk, a term used to describe how present artificial intelligence could grow to become a potential threat against those who showed no support in its formative years. Of course, being a tech enthusiast who loved AI, Elon couldn't help reaching out to her to discuss this matter. Soon enough, they began exchanging messages very frequently, and seeing how well they were getting along, they made plans to meet in person. But as Claire would recall much later, their first meeting was most awkward. According to her, they met at his Tesla factory in Fremont, and they spent the night touring the building, exploring the manufacturing process and all the like. Still, she came around the following night, with Elon showing off his new autopilot feature by taking his hands off the wheel and closing his eyes while the car was automatically driving close to the speed limit. It was 2018, and this technology wasn't as common as it is today, so one could only imagine how frightened and excited she was the moment the car began driving itself to the nearest restaurant. But it would soon become one of many fond memories she would treasure for years. The car drove them to a nearby restaurant, where Elon surprised her once again by carving their initials together on the wall, while everyone watched in disbelief. Safe to say, at this point, she had fallen for Elon, captured by his quirky charm and sense of ambition. Going out became a regular routine from then, but the public wouldn't know about it until May 2018. This was marked by their appearance at the Met Gala, posing and moving in intimate ways that told everything. Now dating one of the richest men in the world, life as she knew it was about to change, especially her music career. A huge problem came up in August of that year, when Claire, popularly known as Grimes, allegedly called famous rapper Azealia Banks to a studio at Elon's home to record some music together. According to the rapper, Claire kept her on hold for days just because she needed to help Elon through a high-profile scandal. Azealia Banks vented about this on social media, talking about the alleged scandal she was played for. Azealia, on the other hand, said the scandal came up earlier that month when Elon claimed in a tweet that he had enough money to make Tesla a private company by buying all the stocks at over $400 each. But upon close investigation by the SEC, it turned out Elon wasn't as rich as he claimed. Because of this, Elon had to step down as leader of the Tesla board and was fined $20 million just to get the SEC off his back. Azealia spoke out about this on social media, calling Elon many explicit names for craving comfort from a woman when all that happened was his fault. She even went far enough as claiming Elon asked for her phone so he could delete evidence for what happened at his home. In response, Elon stated that he had never met or communicated with Azealia, while Claire accused the rapper of trying to destroy her life. This problem alone was a lot to handle for the couple, and was just one out of several. Still, both of them kept the relationship strong, determined to make it work by all means possible. By January of 2020, she announced she and Elon were expecting a baby. Their relationship from that moment was fluid, with both sharing a love for history podcasts and audiobooks, with Claire recalling times when they would listen to them together for hours at night until they fell asleep. Their first son was born about 4 months later, given a unique name too complex to be pronounced and explained in this video. In fact, it was so difficult to pronounce that The Independent published a long article on how to accurately pronounce it. This alone gave the public a fun and blissful perception of what their relationship was like. But under the surface, everything was falling apart, as we shall see. From bliss to nightmare. On the surface, Elon's current relationship seemed to be all sunshine and rainbows. But behind the veil, things were barely holding up. The public got a short glimpse of this when the couple suddenly stopped following each other on all social media platforms towards the end of 2018. This lasted for a few weeks, and it gave the impression that things weren't going very well. Their relationship was fraught with many ups and downs, with the biggest downside being Elon's very high focus on his work. It also didn't help that their careers barely aligned with each other, with Elon being a tech billionaire focused on improving renewable energy and space exploration, while Claire was more artistic and unconventional. While they had a lot of hobbies in common, it wasn't enough to keep them together. While Claire was able to spare just enough time to be there for their son, Elon was hardly showing up at all. By August of 2021, things were reaching breaking point, with neither of them able to support each other during the most difficult times. Once again, Elon and Claire unfollowed each other on all platforms, causing many to believe another issue had come up. And by the following month, during an interview with Page 6, Elon confirmed what the world knew all along, stating that both of them made the conscious decision to live separately on good terms. 3 months later, they would welcome their second child in January of the following year. But while the separation was consensual, with both parties agreeing to co-parent from a distance, little did they know things were about to get heated once again. A legal frenzy. Following the separation, it seemed both of them were able to finally get along as partners, albeit not in a romantic way. But as the weeks passed, Claire was getting uncomfortable with the way Elon was single-handedly making big decisions for the children without her approval. Huge changes like relocating, changing schools, and making public appearances were carried out without her notice. And she was not comfortable with it. She wanted to do something, but found herself powerless to do anything, as she wasn't the one watching over the children. So on April 22, 2022, Claire Boucher filed a petition in Los Angeles Superior Court to grant her legal rights as the mother of the children. While some thought this was extreme, Claire felt it was most necessary for multiple reasons. First off, she and Elon weren't married, and that limited her legal right to make decisions in her children's upbringing. Secondly, by doing this, she hoped she would be able to have a clear say in her children's lives, effectively becoming part of the major decisions made on their behalf. Just 2 months following the petition, Claire would welcome her third child into the world, Techno Mechanicus. News of his birth was kept private until revealed several months later in Walter Isaacson's biography of the tech billionaire. With the couple having disagreements with the previous 2 children, Techno's arrival further complicated things. On top of that, news broke out of Elon having twins with another person he worked with far away. Despite all this, Elon and Claire would try to patch things up by traveling to Tokyo for a brief summer vacation with their first son. It was a fun time, but she was repeatedly put off by the number of times he had to leave them alone to attend to urgent business remotely. So shortly after the vacation, they would split up yet again. By December of that year, Claire would yet again file another lawsuit over the 3 children. This happened in Texas, and she claimed Elon was now keeping the children from seeing her, and it was getting disturbing. In response, Elon filed his own lawsuit against her, arguing that the children lived in California, not Texas. If she wanted her case to be heard, Elon claimed, she had to bring it to California, where the children were. Her mother, Sandy, soon got involved. She pleaded multiple times online for Elon to let them see her grandchildren, as their great-grandparent, who was under palliative care, was also looking forward to meeting them. The 93-year-old was excited to see her great-grandchildren in person, but the long-planned trip was canceled because the children couldn't come. At this point, the case has grown very complicated, with both courts advising the couple to come to an agreement on the way forward. But till date, neither of them is willing to make a compromise. Still, there is hope on the horizon. Times are changing, and with rumors implying Elon plans to build new separate luxury homes for each of his partners and 11 children, the long-running lawsuits might be reaching a reasonable conclusion in the coming months. And if these rumors are true, we just have to wait and see what the future holds for Claire and Justine. Do you think Justine's story is the whole truth? Will Elon and Claire be able to come to an agreement? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.